Hi there! Let's look at VeChain through the Wyckoff lens. If you're new to my sessions, here are the 3 key items I'll cover during the session. And I'm not a financial advisor, these are for education and discussion with the EdTech community only. Let's start with the weekly chart of VeChain. If you haven't subscribed, remember to click the button. So VeChain is still going through the paper hands, diamond hands test period, and currently is traveling along the level that was set by October 10th. However, if we look to the left, there was even lower period back in the 2000. We'll get to that. And these yellow dashed lines are basically referencing what happened during that period in 2020. Alright, so we don't want the price to go below October 10th. Alright, but we have to be prepared because during during 2020 is far from now, but it's not that it has no value for us to take reference. So what to expect next is obviously continuing with the test, but we hope to see a sign of strength to come, meaning it comes back to challenge the yellow key level of 0.035 and with volume. So meaning a long white bar combined with a long white candle. It can be one or it can be consecutive candles. Alright? That's the big picture. Now, when we look at the daily chart, currently VeChain is still trading along the weaker side of the air hockey table, or if you like, the downward channel. And these 3 dates are the dates that points to potential trend change confirmation. So this one, looking at what's happening right now, it may be less likely because when the price climbed, the volume was actually pretty low, and yesterday it clearly got rejection. So there seems to be a short-term ceiling as of this moment around here. Okay, I'll keep this line over here and see for how long this is going to prevent the price to come back up. So that's why I say it's less likely to hit the Jan 23rd breakout time point. So what I mean trend change opportunity or breakout time point is that if the price goes above that yellow dash line and trades along this triangle, then eventually it's going to confirm either get rejected by the ceiling of the air hockey table coming back down, or traveling along that ceiling, or the other scenario is that it breaks outside of the channel and trade either sideways, upwards, or downwards. But the key is it confirms that its downtrend is over and it's starting a new trend. So that's what I meant. So looking at the subsequent dates is getting into near the end of the first quarter of 2026. If the price continues to trade along this line, alright? Of course it can break out somewhere in between, but as of this moment, if you look at the levels, that's where it's pointing to. That's one additional, if you really want to take reference of what's in 2020. Alright, somewhere around here. If we expand the chart, that would be easier. Okay, yeah, quite a lot of heavy trading along that area. Even the peaks and the low points. Okay, so let's go back to where we are now and add that as well. That's pointing towards mid-February, 11th. Okay, 11th of Feb. Let's bring this over. No, I want this one. Around Feb 12th or 11th. Okay. So that's also very close to the current resistance that I set. So to make it simpler, just adjust this line a little. Okay. Yep, so that's where it is. Currently, range bound between these two. Obviously, these dashed lines aren't very strong levels, so that's why you see quite often the prices go above or below them easily. And like I said, it's still trading on the weaker side. We hope it to move towards the stronger side, traveling above the center line of the channel, and eventually break out by the first quarter of the year. Of course, it can go lower. Look at all these lines at the bottom, but in the coming weeks or months, I'll still continue to cover this. So we'll get back to this by the time we get to those dates or get closer to those dates. All right, that's for VeChain for today. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to the speedrun session next. See you over there.